Mental Fox here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Blood and Wine. Thank you for joining me again. At the end of the last episode, I said that we were going to get back into the main mission in this episode, and that is what we're going to do. After the last episode, I did travel back to Novigrad, and I put some enchantments on my armor, and you could see there that I put the deflection enchantment on my armor that deflects all arrows. I thought that might be a good thing to have, considering we're going to be coming up against a bunch of those Hanses, and they seem to like to shoot arrows, so I thought I would try deflection. Then I also put some stuff on my other pieces of armor. My gauntlets have some greater glyphs of Igni, which give me some increased Igni sign intensity. Same thing with my boots. And then on my pants, I put on some Quen stuff, or added Quen sign intensity. So I did that, and then I also went and took care of my inventory. I traveled to Beauclair and sold off a bunch of stuff, so our inventory is at a much more manageable number right now. So we can get right back into the main quest, which is Lachaiselongue. We're to meet Regis at Mere-Lachaiselongue Cemetery. Just as a refresher here, the beasts and Geralt's clash had been violent, albeit brief. Now, with it done, Geralt could have a chat with his long-lost friend Regis. A higher vampire, Regis revealed that the creature terrorizing Beauclair was none other than his dear friend Dettlaff. Geralt now understood he was pursuing a truly dangerous foe, a higher vampire, one of Regis's ilk. Then the Witcher and the vampire heard a clamor. A posse was drawing near, so Geralt and Regis cut their conversation short. Preferring not to draw any attention, the vampire disappeared, but not before inviting the Witcher to pay him a visit at temporary quarters he'd established at the local cemetery, you had better believe it, Mere-Lachaiselongue. I don't know. Anyway, this cemetery. And that's where we are now. If you look at the map, I have already gone and traveled just outside of the cemetery. At Belgard Vineyard, a famous act of poisoning once occurred, which took the lives of a large gang of bandits who were ransacking the area. The folk charged with cleaning up the aftermath originally planned to burn the bodies, but one pious soul thought even rotten dung diddlers such as they deserved better. He thus paid for the bodies to be laid to rest in a small cemetery, Mere-Lachaiselongue. Later, Sir Ramon of Gichon died a martyr's death here while trying to get rid of the bandits' constantly returning wraiths. Okay. So let's go on over here, and we will meet Regis, and we will continue on with the main story. And he's in a little mausoleum here. Is that what these are called? Is this a mausoleum? Not sure if I'm using the right word. Let's go in. Or knock.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Oh, great. Now we need to find a way into the crypt. Open the door, you dolt. What are you gonna do, Geralt? Well, ooh. There is some monsters around here. I can see them on my mini-map. And there is a cave entrance over here. I also see that on my mini-map. There's a ghoul over here. So, let's go ahead and fight him. What's up, Mr. Ghoul? What's up, Magoo? And there you go. There was Whirl. Took him down pretty easily. Let's see if we can find this cave entrance over here. Whoa, look at that. Down in there. And you can see on our minimap that there is a monster down there. I'm not liking this, man, because once I jump down in here, I'm in. I'm not going to be able to get back out, I don't feel like. At least not easily, so... Let's go ahead and jump down in here and see what we're up against. Plop. Kikimore worker. So, my whirl, I often seem to be faced... Geralt, what are you doing, man? Hit him! Sitting here pressing the buttons, nothing's happening. Sheesh. Anyway, my whirl, I don't know if I just suck at aiming or what, but I often seem to just be flailing about. Who are you talking to, Geralt? Oh, okay.
Victuals aplenty around here.
Tiki Moors. There goes my whirl. And there goes my sword. Ouch. How many of these things are in here? I'm not taking these things seriously because I don't want to fight them. Okay, they're dead. Loot. I said loot. 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 Ashes and florins. Alright, let's bring up our inventory and repair our silver sword with our journeyman's weapon repair kit. And, wow, I've already used up all my superior swallow? Sheesh. Let me meditate for a little bit. Get my potions back. Heal myself. We don't know what we're going to face down here.
Kicking more eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash.
Let's do it. There, that's what I think of your eggs.
That's some stench.
That is some stench. So, what's up, Regis? Why'd you make me come down here? It's dangerous. You trying to get me killed, Regis? The heck, man? This isn't what we agreed to. Come down here and fight some stupid Kiki Moors. Looks like the dotted line's taking me that way, so I'm going to go this way. See what's over here, if anything. Interesting. So we found ourselves as a crypt, so this... Again, I don't know if I'm using the right word. Don't know if crypt is the right word. But you know, Geralt has no qualms about robbing the dead. I mean, they don't need it after all, right? Can I loot this thing? I mean, it looks lootable when I look at it with my Witcher senses, but can't seem to figure out the right camera angle, which will allow me to loot it. And I don't think I could jump up there either. Yeah, but whatever. Who cares? This
Illusion.
An illusion. Okay, cool.
Interesting.
Interesting. Interesting indeed. Loot. A knight's oath. Let's read this random thing we've picked up. Oh, it's this guy. Here rests Sir Ramon of Gichon. On my grave, you will not find the likeness of the man who once lived. I gave my heart, soul, and body to the knightly craft, and I wish to be remembered as a knight. The symbol of chivalry is a naked sword, and that symbol rests above me. The sword that defended my honor, my friends, and my heart. The sword that was closer to me than a brother. The sword that was never stained by the blood of an innocent man. Let it rest on this stone through the ages. Loot. I just took the sword. I can't put it back. That's probably a mistake. Whatever, I took it. Probably not going to get any valor points for that. Here's a bunch of crap I'm going to take. Whoa, 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 whoa! What the... Hello? Who's making that noise? Oh man, I want to... Yeah, I want to catch these sconces. Catch these things on fire and get a little bit of light in here so we can see what's up. I feel bad that I took this sword, but, you know, it said loot, so I looted. It's just a sword. Actually, it does a ton of damage. I mean, it really makes me wonder about this master-crafted sword I'm using. I've already found several swords here in this DLC that does more damage than my, you know, painfully crafted, master-crafted griffin crap, you know? I don't know. Makes me wonder if I should be switching to a different sword. I was just trying to keep the set together, you know? My griffin... Well, I don't know. I don't know why I'm using griffin swords and feline armor. I don't remember why I'm doing that. What the... is the... what? Okay. What's with the weird sound effects?
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Can't you just summon him?
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires. There's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
All right, fine. What about that ring?
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here. Guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Do it.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Nice.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Sure, let's drink.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Got a lot of secrets? Or this a setup trying to get me to confess something? Or seems you chose to misunderstand, I don't want to talk? Yeah, what are you trying to get me to confess?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Wow, look at all the stuff we could ask. Well, let's just start at the bottom. What is regeneration like?
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible. As my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
How are you handling abstinence, not drinking blood?
Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
What's it like being dead?
Gotta ask you the big question, one everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Dettlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
So what have you been up to, Regis?
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Dettlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the wild hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
All right. Yeah, let's see if there's something that he wanted to ask specifically.
All right. Give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
I think Geralt would be a witcher.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Yeah, appreciate the compliment, buddy.
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted wight. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted wight before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted wights. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the wight survived entirely unmolested.
What else do you know about it?
Wights rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted wight after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted wight is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the wight's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Well, let's go pay a visit to this wight.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that wight. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the wight will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the wight to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Well, it sounds like we're going to be able to get into that house with the spoons that we visited. I don't remember if it was the last episode or the episode before. So, we got a new bestiary entry added, and our character entry has been added for Regis. Let's see here. Let's look for spotted wights in here and learn a little bit about them before we have to face them. I'm not sure what category they are in. Spotted wights. The best defense against spotted wights, stay calm and leave them alone. Fragment of a treatise on spotted wights by Roderick Gilligan. Spotted wights were a subspecies of wight, which the Witchers drove to extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin and owed their names to their numerous blotches and effusions. Spotted wights would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, and at times took to living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. When not disturbed, spotted wights would not act aggressively. If threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. In the colder months, or when faced with an unseasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said the Witchers found a surefire way of besting them, based around careful casting of the Yrden sign, or at least so claims Witcher lore. So it says here we could use Necrophage Oil, Igni, and Yrden against these things, and we've fought wights before. That's what they look like. Pretty scary looking things. Characters, let's see, there was something new about Regis here. Geralt found Mere-Lachaiselongue Cemetery and the crypt where Regis not only lived, but had also managed to set up a well-equipped alchemist's workshop. They began to confer. Regis explained he believed his friend had become implicated in some serious trouble. When they figured out they had overlapping goals, they decided to join forces and together seek out vampire Dettlaff, better known in the duchy as the Beast of Beauclair. Geralt also learned how it was Regis had returned to the world of the living. He had been helped by none other than the very one they sought, Dettlaff. In light of this, Regis insisted they find a peaceful solution to the Dettlaff problem. Geralt and Regis decided that an aid was needed to find Dettlaff a certain potion called resonance. To brew it, Regis needed some bodily tissue from the object of their pursuit. Luckily, Geralt had earlier found a dismembered hand belonging to the murderer. Another ingredient needed to brew resonance was saliva or salivary glands from a spotted wight. Having discovered that one such creature resided nearby, Regis sent the Witcher to hunt it down. And that's what we're doing now. Optionally, we could read the Bestiary to learn more about spotted wights. Well, I just did that, so hopefully that'll get checked off. And then we'll look for the wight's lair. Geralt paid Regis a visit at his cemetery hideout. After a long debate, the two old friends concluded their first order of business was to find Dettlaff. Regis was to prepare a concoction to aid them in this endeavor. Called resonance, said brew required an array of ingredients, many of them hard to find. One such component was the saliva or salivary glands of a spotted wight, a species thought to be long extinct, yet it seemed that one specimen remained alive. Having made its lair near Beauclair, Geralt set out to find it. If we look at our map, we'll see that it is over here near the Trastamara hunting cottage. So I'm going to walk here to this fast travel point, fast travel here, and then walk over there. And there we go. Look for the wight's lair. Quest has been updated again. Let's see. Loot. We'll get a gold plate. I don't know. Why not? Where did our buddy Regis go? Maybe he went back in the building. He could be standing right here next to me and I wouldn't be able to see him. This door's still locked. It's not. Hey, haha. I could just come on in now. Can't keep me out now, Regis. Look at this place. Oh, this place is kind of big. Huh. What is up here? Whoa, was that Regis?
Decoction coming along? Doing all right?
Better than you. No sign of the wight's brew or its salivary glands, I see.
Salivary, he says.
Decoction coming along? Doing all right?
Better than you. No sign of the wight's brew or its salivary glands, I see.
My last thought before I succumb to sleep. My last thought before falling asleep. If there is no death, does life exist? Hate is a very interesting feeling. I have noticed that people improve themselves with it to great effect. Sometimes I would like to stop thinking. If we were to create a god as the humans have, what would he be like? People justify bad deeds by good intentions. I'm not sure if there is greater idiocy. I would drink the freshly squeezed blood of an infant. I know I can't, but I hope that its velvety taste would send me to sleep. Yeesh. I strive to live like a person, and it means that I have ceased to feel good among people as well as among my own. Maybe I have made a big mistake. I have always wanted to write. I am very tired and fuck it all. People don't think about the present. They usually remember old times or worry about the future. This is very true. I have a feeling that my friend Dettlaff will die. I am sad. Let's see what else this guy's got in here. We're just going to help ourselves to his stuff. We're good friends. He doesn't mind. Regeneration potion formula. 8 measures of vervain extract, Leshenfang, Sankurum, Althantra, broth made of young mandrake shoots. Grind the larger ingredients. Add the smaller ones whole. Boil everything in a bronze kettle using crystal water. Consume the mixture twice daily in half-measure doses. Do not exceed the recommended dosage. A regeneration formula. Interesting. Can we use that? Let's keep looking around in here. Loot. Take some of that stuff. Why not? Get some mushrooms. Royal Lineages of the North. We've already read that. Same book in 2 different places. What Shall Become of Temeria? We already read that. Biography of the Vampire Regis from the Quill of Dandelion. Interesting. One of the most extraordinary individuals I have encountered during my numerous adventures at Geralt's side was the vampire known as Regis. To be precise, he was known as Emil Regis Roholek Terzif Godefroy. By his own reckoning, he was 428 years old and was the descendant of unfortunate beings trapped in our world during the conjunction of spears. Spears, really? Spheres. You are surely thinking, dear reader, about catechans, alps, and other such monsters, and are pondering how it was that the Witcher, who it must be admitted is a slayer of monsters, came to keep such company. I must here explain that Regis was a higher vampire, a creature which physically does not differ all that much from a man. Higher vampires are also much more powerful than their wild confreres, and their regenerative abilities significantly outpace those of anything else you have encountered or can even imagine. But it is not because of his outer appearances or inner strengths that Regis became our dear companion. True, he could be pretentious and rather pompous in his frequent-length perorations, but one would be hard-pressed to find in him the haughtiness usually present in higher beings. Regis valued human life dearly and refused to kill unless forced to do so. As he once confessed, higher vampires do not in fact need to drink blood at all in order to survive. They treat it somewhat as we treat alcohol. A rough grasp of this dynamic might be given to you by the fact that when we met him, Regis had been abstinent for years. He never revealed to us why he decided to join our search for Ciri. He had never met her before, nor did he live to see her. He died at Stig Castle during the battle against the mad mage Vilgefortz, who was responsible for the whole affair. He died for a cause which he surely did not fully understand, but he did it to defend those he held dear, and simply because it was the right thing to do. I shall always remember him as a rural surgeon reeking of herbs. That is how he came to us during our first encounter at the Fen Karn necropolis, when he treated me and my companions to a fantastic brew he made from mandrake root. Wherever you are, my friend, bottoms up. So Dandelion is quite fond of Regis. Seems like a pretty nice guy. Here's some mushrooms back here. Might as well pick them up. Is that a ladder? Yeah, sort of. Kind of leaning against the wall there. Not a ladder you can climb. Or you could climb it, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Read. Arcadius Borovic lived to a ripe old age. In fact, he lived so long, he died of boredom. Imagine dying of boredom. I mean, I've been pretty bored. I don't know if it could kill me, though. A couple more things to loot over here I want to go take a look at. That's how I roll, you know. We've got Ghoul's blood and such. And some mushrooms. Puffball. What else is down here? What else you got, Regis? I'm curious to know. There's something to loot. Some gauntlets that we could sell later. Make a little bit of coin. And what was that? Oh, just some mushrooms. Hello. Where is this taking us? Is this where we fought the Kikimors? I think it is. Yeah, this is where we came up. Yeah. And then we walked right through here, and this is about where we ran into Regis. Yeah, there's that box up there that I don't know how to loot. Okay. We already went straight ahead. That's where I stole that sword from. I still feel bad about that, but oh well, what are you going to do? Okay. Well, I think that's all the exploring we need to do in here. Let's go ahead and get the heck out of here. Was this just some mushrooms here? Yeah. Okay. I'll just walk to this fast travel point. And we will fast travel over here to the hunting cottage. Oh, hello. There is a Barghest. What's up, Barghest? What's up, man? Ouch. See, there's that whirl. I guess whirl's really probably best used in crowds. Not so much against, whoa. What did I just do? Not so much against single enemies. Looks cool though. So yeah, this place remains very foggy. It's a really nice effect.
Bar guests, never a good omen.
Never a good omen. Come on, step into my circle. Let's see. Whirl. Come on. And tried to use whirl. Ouch. Barghest hit hard, man. Holy cow, there's a lot of them. Yeah, they hit pretty hard. Whoa. You're not dead yet? There we go. That was quite a pack of Barghests there. Pick up their guts, go through the trouble of killing them. We might as well take what they've got on offer. Don't know if I ever use it, but probably doesn't weigh anything, so it doesn't hurt anything to put it in your inventory. Another enemy down the hill over there, but we don't need to go out of our way to fight more enemies, do we? Trastamara Estate Ruins.
Regis's raven wasn't lying. Spoons all over the place.
Geralt, you were just here. You know that. So weird to look for the wight's lair.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Trying to tell Geralt something? Or to tell the wight something? Well, the door's open now. We're probably expected.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
So we're still looking for the wight's lair, and we will do that next time, as I need to end my play session now. So I'm excited to be back in the main story here. One of the things that bothered me a little bit about the main game of The Witcher 3 was there was so much to do, so many side quests, and not just side quests, but even all those undiscovered locations, that you kind of, at least I, kind of lost sight of the main story, which was excellent. Kind of got away from it for too long in my playthrough of The Witcher 3, I feel like, so that's why I wanted to get back into the main story here in this DLC before I got too far astray. You know, I still have a bunch of secondary quests. Holy cow, look how many of them. And we even have Witcher contracts and even treasure hunts that we still need to do. So hopefully once we finish this little piece of the main story, we'll be able to get back into that, and I imagine we will. But for now, we are going to be looking for the wight's lair, and we will do that next time. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this play session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why don't you let me know by leaving a like or a comment. And if you're not a subscriber, why don't you please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you join me again in the next episode.